Was your Taurus back with my continuation of my 2010 year review continues with Money in the Bank. After going through Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania was whatever. Extreme Rules, Over the Limit, and Fatal 4-Way. Finally get a good pay-per-view for fucking once. And out of all the gimmick pay-per-views they introduced, like Hell in a Cell, which is this year is not gonna happen, thank God. Elimination Chamber, I say Money Bank is the better of those ones. Although a lot of people claiming it should just happen at WrestleMania, but yeah. But if you want to see my god-awful SummerSlam 2010 review, I'll put that on the playlist afterwards. But that's later on, after I do the next pay-per-view. Anyways, July 18th, a Raw and SmackDown event at the Sprint Center in Kansas City, Missouri. So, basically, yeah. This show is significant for what happened during the show. And there are 2 Money Bank ladder matches on this show. So that makes 3 Money Bank ladder matches in 2010 alone. There was one at WrestleMania, and we were these 2 right here at Money in the Bank. And I was thinking of that song from SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, Money in the Bank, show you what you drank, that song. Yeah. But, so let's talk about it. Which, we'll get to the first match right now. We got a Money in the Bank ladder match for a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship contract. For a World Heavyweight Championship contract. This is the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. Kane defeats Big Show, Christian, Cody Rhodes, which the last time we saw Cody Rhodes was WrestleMania 26. When he lost to Randy Orton in that triple threat match featuring Ted DiBiase. Dolph Ziggler. Can he just get fucking released right now? Drew McIntyre, Kofi Kingston, and Matt Hardy, which I think this is his last pay-per-view appearance for 7 years, I believe. Because I don't remember him around that much during SummerSlam Night Changes in Hell. I don't think he goes around much longer. So this is the first one. So Kane has been in a few Money in the Bank ladder matches. The first one in 2005. He wasn't in 2006 or 7 or 2008. No, he was in 2009, 2010. This is actually his 4th Money in the Bank ladder match. And Kane won the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, this is not the last time we see Kane on this show, so get to that. It was actually a good ladder match, Money in the Bank ladder match for the SmackDown side, but boy, this shows you how bad the fucking SmackDown roster was in 2010. Of course, Big Show is in this match. He gets his gigantic ladder because earlier in the match, he tries to climb the ladder, but the rungs broke on him. I think those were gimmick rungs. Those were gimmick. So there's that. Kane wins the Money in the Bank ladder match, and like I said, this is not the last time we see Kane on this show. I give it an 8 out of 10. Good match. And then we get this match for the fucking Divas Championship. Alicia Fox defeats Eve Taurus to retain the belt. It's 5 minutes. What do you think it's going to be? Terrible. 1. Anyways. Then we get for the Unified WWE Tag Team Championships. The Hart Dynasty defeats the Usos. You can look at the Usos now compared to 2010. Yeah. Again, it was not that good of a match either. A 3. This is not Usos nowadays. Like, seriously. And then we get 2 matches for the... Then we get the World Heavyweight Championship, by the way. This is going to be a little combined game, so there's that. For the World Heavyweight Championship, Rey Mysterio defeats Jack Swagger to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. This was actually a good match. Shockingly, a good match. But Swagger went back down the card after losing the World Heavyweight Championship at Fatal 4-Way. Maybe next Wrestling Dumpster Fire videos. I'm gonna get back to those later on next month. But then after the match, Swagger was a sore loser. He beats out Rey Mysterio, and then Kane comes out to attack him. And then he came out with another referee. The referee in this match was Chad Patton. He came out with Charles Robinson with the briefcase. I was like, why can't you bring out the briefcase before being a Swagger? So because of this, Kane cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Rey Mysterio. And mainly because we get another match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Kane defeats Rey Mysterio to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, Kane became the first person to win the Money in the Bank contract and cash in on the same night. And oh boy, this led to a foreshadowing because of the women could not. They cannot at least hold it to a day. Can Triple H please just let them hold it more than just a day or an hour? So yeah. Maybe because of Kane's successfully cashing his Money in the Bank contract, this led to Kane's heel turn and the return of The Undertaker. But yeah. But the reign itself was bad. Both matches, it's a combined match. Let's just be honest here. To an 8.5. Mainly because. And how do you follow up that great fucking moment for Kane cashing his Money in the Bank contract? We get another fucking terrible match. For the Women's Championship, which this is the last WWE pay-per-view to have both women's titles be defended on pay-per-view until I want to say they did in 2016 when the brand split came back, I believe. I think it was I believe it was WrestleMania 33. It was the first time that both women's championships were defended on the same pay-per-view. A co-branded pay-per-view, that is. Yeah. And this was around the time Layla and Michelle Cole were co-women's championships. But Layla defeats Kelly to retain the women's championship. What do you think is going to be terrible? 0. Jerry Lawler with the call of the night when fucking Matt Strick. Fuck him, okay? He's worse than Pat McAfee. And a god cringe-worthy voice giving them the win. And Jerry Lawler says, "No, why I watch SmackDown on mute." Good call there, Jerry Lawler. This was a bad match still. Anyways, and then we get the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match for a WWE Championship contract. The Miz, who was the United States Championship, by the way, defeats Chris Jericho, Edge, Evan Bourne, John Morrison, Mark Henry, Randy Orton, and Ted DiBiase. So, unlike Kane, Miz held on to the briefcase until the night after Survivor Series when he won the WWE Championship. Yeah, Miz was in the, like I said before, he was in the same position as Jericho was in 2001. He started the year as a mid-card championship, and then at the end of the year, he becomes the world champion. It's like with Jericho, he started the year winning the Intercontinental Championship, and then by the end of the year, he won the world championship. You know? And Miz was a fine choice for a winner because, yeah. And this is the third period in a row, fourth if you count SummerSlam, where Randy Orton doesn't wear wrist tape. Did Randy Orton forget to wear his wrist tape before his wrestling matches? it doesn't bother me, or am I overreacting? But Randy Orton from Over the Limit to Fatal 4-Way to Money in the Bank to SummerSlam, he doesn't wear his wrist tape. But this ladder match was not as good as the SmackDown one. I don't know. But boy, you can tell why the roster was terrible in 2010. 7, it was fine. Okay. So yeah. And then we get the main event for the night. A steel cage match for the WWE Championship. Sheamus defeats John Cena by escaping the cage to retain the WWE Championship. Fine match. Fine cage match. But this was not about John Cena versus Sheamus. This was about John Cena versus the Nexus. Now they're called the Nexus here. Let me check. Yep. When we get to when SummerSlam hits around, which I already reviewed, by the way. The Nexus came out, and they got the bolt cutters, right? Chapman grabs it from the referee. Chapman grabs them away from him, and they want the key where Jack Dome was, and they throw it into the crowd, so they get a free key from that. But then Sheamus retains, and John Cena bulldozed the 3 of them. So yeah, they're getting eaten alive by John Cena before SummerSlam. Whatever, a 6 out of 10. It was an okay main event. It's not 2011, the fall year, but this was actually good. So there. It would get 7. Actually, give it a 6.5 out of 10, actually. Yes, a 6.5. At least something good. But we all know SummerSlam. I already reviewed that. That show sucked. Now, next up will be Hardcore Justice, where another ECW reboot. As a faction afterwards. This is like their farewell, even though they're become a faction after this pay-per-view. I don't know, maybe this won't be as bad as people thought it was going to be. So that's next up, Hardcore Justice. I already reviewed SummerSlam, like I mentioned. So there's that. So Hardcore Justice is next. So tomorrow I'll do my SmackDown review. And there's not going to be a review on Saturday because WrestleMania is in 2 nights. So there will not be a video on Saturday. Mainly because of WrestleMania. So there's that. So like this, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow for my SmackDown review.